coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming.
Hey guys, Galaxy here today with another New World video, and I pretty much want to talk about, in my opinion, the two best tank-oriented weapons, or the best greatsword and warhammer that you can get in the game, in my opinion. Yes, there's other weapons that you can get depending on your playstyle. Could be better, like a sword, shield, a hatchet, a different warhammer, different greatsword could be used, but there's berserkers, berserker's sword, which is a great sword, and it's from Tempest Heart. It's one of the named mobs in Tempest Heart, and pretty much it's from one of the main one of the named mobs in there, and I'll put some screenshots of it in the video, and I'll also leave the link to the website, to the two websites that you can use to look them up, which is, if you just want to look it up yourself, New World Database, and resources one that's in the description. You can type it in yourself and all that if you want to. And the warhammer is Entertainer's Mule, which is obtained by the elite mob that spawns right over here, which is where I was at the beginning of the video. It spawns like right here, in Ebonscale's Reach, near the Dynasty Shipyard expedition, kind of teleportation area. It's like on the way to it. If you haven't gone the fast travel point to here, you just enter from this one and then run down, grab this fast travel point, and then continue around, and that's the fast travel point right there. The reason that this, I'll just explain why this warhammer is good. It's pretty much because your primarily goal for your warhammer is to generate threat, and or taunts. So it has a perk called Hated on it, and the level of threat you get from it is 139% more from that particular version of Hated. Plus it already comes with the chameleon, I forgot how to properly pronounce it, the perfect pronunciation of it, but it's the one that gives 300% more threat on taunts, taunt level 4. So when you're when you use your shockwave, which I believe is the one that gives the taunt, yeah, you can see down in the last brackets it gives the taunt, so you'll be getting like 440% threat, and as long as you keep attacking, you should be able to maintain that. And this is just pretty much and these other two abilities from the Juggernaut tree allow for easier kind of just provides grit and penetration of armor, so pretty much decreases the healing and all that, and lowers the defensive kind of nature of their armor by a bit. And it also in the last perk on it is Keenly Fortified, which is on a 10% fortify effect, so you take 10% less damage for 3 seconds and add a 10-second cooldown, which isn't too bad. And for the Great Sword that I was talking about, Berserker Sword, has Vicious, which it gives 10% crit damage, like 10% critical damage, so whenever you crit, 11% extra damage. Refreshing Move, which just lowers your active weapons cooldown by 2.8%, and you're typically going to be holding out your Great Sword or sword and shield. If you're using that as your primary combination, you pretty much want your Warhammer to be the taunting weapon, and then switch over to your other weapon. And then you have Keen, which it gives a higher chance of landing a crit, 11% to be in fact, but you have to have put in a Ring Glass or Gemstone. Personally, I would go the Leeching Taunt one, because it with a there's a different one that Heart Rune that you can look up on the Tank Guide website, or the Tank Guide on the on one of the websites I'm going to be linking down below, to for the Pacific one that gives a lot of health. In my opinion, that is the best one if you're doing any kind of solo content or lower level dungeons / expeditions. So that's the one that I would recommend. And then there's the Roots one, which is more focused on the group aspect of, like, if you have reliable teammates and consistent teammates, I would recommend that one instead. But apart from that, that's what you probably should want. But if you can't afford the Rune Glass versions, or prefer a different Rune Glass option, go with that one. That benefits you more. The only reason I recommend the taunting, the Leeching Taunt Rune Glass, is because you still generate somewhat near the levels of the 300% threat, but instead of 300% threat, you're giving up 50%, but you also get 3% of your damage as health every 2 seconds, which can be very helpful. So that's why, because you're going to be dealing like 3,000 damage, 4,000, 5,000 damage sometimes. So you're getting like between like a couple hundred health every single fully charged swing. So, and see, I just did 3,000 crit, 2,000 non-crit, so it does give fairly reliable amounts of healing. but also just make sure you have potions if you're going to do anything, and some food. The only reason I have this one is because it's cheap, to be honest. I do have other ones, I'm just stocking up mainly before I start using them. And this is the location where you can get the Warhammer from. It's a giant bear that spawns like pretty much right where I'm standing. I'm going to be grinding it out personally. So yeah, those are my opinions on the best Warhammer and greatsword that you can get in New World if you want to play the role of tank, which is more scuffed kind of than DPS or healer, but DPS can still very well use the greatsword that I'm talking about, and potentially if even the DPS if you want to be kind of a tanky DPS, kind of a mixture of the two, with the Warhammer. But if you're going to use a Warhammer for something else, pretty much stay away from any of the ones that have hated on it or something like that, and definitely don't use the Charmeleon, the red kind of, the non-Jasper gemstone, but the other reddish orange kind of one that's on my Warhammer here. Just don't use that one if you're gonna be a non-tank or various of a tank, because it's not going to be helpful, it's going to be a detriment. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like, sub if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.